Man, this is a clean shoe. Very clean. But the Jordan 4 hype is about to die. And I'll tell you exactly why. All right, first off, this is the first episode 1 of the Easy Cop podcast. Episode 1, man, it's been a journey. It's been a journey of being a guy that just loves shoes. You know, the first story I can remember when I was a little kid, my dad picked me up from daycare, and I was born in the early 90s. So Pops picked me up from daycare, and I remember like it was yesterday. He had on the candy cane Jordan 14s, and he picked me up from daycare. We walk outside of daycare. He asked me how my day was. I said it was great. And then I looked at his shoes, and the sun was shining on, you know, that red paint, that white shoe with that red paint. And it just looked so beautiful. The sun just, it was like a spotlight. And I was like, Dad, I want those. And another story I can remember, he got me a pair of Kevin Garnett Nikes. I want this pair so bad to this day because I remember this story so vividly. And I remember going upstairs, hanging out with my dad, and he was like, I got something for you. So he showed me the Kevin Garnett Nikes, and I put them on, and I was in love. They're black, blue, and white. Had a little Air Max bubble on the back, and I was in love. And I don't remember going to, this was around preschool time, I don't remember going to school and just looking at my feet, but apparently that's what I was doing. And they said, you know, Easy's doing well in school, but I can't keep him his attention. He's just every 5 minutes, he's just looking down at his shoes. And I was looking at those Kevin Garnett shoes all day in class. And I never knew at that moment that my dad has started a kid, a sneakerhead, a kid that's just gonna love shoes. He started a kid that, you know, there's a certain confidence that comes out when he has said pair of shoes on. So, you know, he tried to reel it back after that. He tried to not get me as many shoes, but it was too late. And he always had the freshest shoes. This was his closet right here. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And I've been this way my whole life, and I've always enjoyed sneakers. You know, I just want to get behind the camera and talk about my love and talk about it with people that love shoes and have similar stories that I do. So I've always been this way, and it brings me joy connecting with people that had similar backgrounds. So I've been a Jordan head my whole life pretty much because that's what I grew up around. He had the J's. He might have had a few Adidas and stuff like that, but it was majority Jordans, retro J's, and it was just kind of a thing in the hood back then. You know, I grew up in Dayton, Ohio. That's where my dad resided. You know, that was just a thing in the hood, just like any other city. You know, if you had the nice shoes on, you had the nice J's, people wanted to talk to you. I was born into this. I really was. I genuinely was born into this. I didn't make a choice. This isn't from 2020, you know, the sneaker hype. I've always been into basketball. That's my sport, but sports in general. And I'm still that way. I still love sports, and I still love sneakers. And sneakers and sports tie together. So you'll see on my Instagram page, easy_E_80. You know, I kind of tie in fitness, sneakers, and sports. And it's been that way my whole life. Started from preschool, Pops picking me up from daycare, and, you know, I was born into it. And I love that I was, because yes, it is materialistic. We don't need any of this. This is not a way to live life just to be materialistic, but, you know, you can like material items and you can still be a good person. So all that's to say is I'm starting this podcast, and I want to take people on the journey with me. You know, I see so many people get behind the camera and they tell their stories of why they love sneakers, and they get so excited about their latest pickup. So that is why we're starting this podcast. So this is episode 1 right here, episode 1. And that's a little bit of who I am and what this podcast is going to be about. So please, if you could, subscribe, like, comment, good or bad. You know, if you say, man, those shoes are weak, that's fine. I don't want everyone to agree on what they like, because that's just not how the world works. So if I come out and I say, man, this shoe is fire, man, like, how could you not like this shoe? And you want to put in the comment section that the shoe is buns, please, because I feel that way about certain shoes too. So, you know, I want to hear all types of opinions. So please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and we'll go from there. Just kind of want to go into the Jordan 4 hype, and I think it's going to crash. I think it's going to crash, and I think it is going to die soon. And the reason I say that is about every 3 to 5 years, you know, people switch up on silhouettes and what they like, what they rock, what's hot. And right now, it is the Jordan 4. In 2020, COVID, around that COVID time, it was the Jordan 1. And I've talked to my father in the past, and he said Jordan 1s weren't hot when he was growing up. You know, they kind of just looked like dunks, and they do. All that is to say is, you know, just a few years ago, Jordan 1 resale prices were insane, skyrocketing. And look at them now. All those pairs that were going for 400, 300, 350, they're down. I mean, they're probably under $200 now. And I can give some examples. I'll try to throw up and pop some examples up in here, you know, on this video. And so I think that's what's going to happen with the Jordan 4. And the reason I say that is because the Jordan 1s, they just colorway after colorway after colorway. This shade of orange, this shade of orange, okay, this shade of black, okay, black and gray. And they're doing that with the Jordan 4. Now, this particular shoe did better than I thought it would do. It did. You know, I was able to get these on finish lines, you know, raffle process. And, you know, I was looking at, you know, some YouTube videos and all that. And they were kind of like, you know, the EA was kind of sitting. So these were on EA. I copped them on EA. I went and picked my pair up in person. But the way I saw it, like that day that the EA happened on finish line, JD, sizes were there. So for like an hour and probably even more. So sizes were available, at least in my city. So I thought it was just going to be like, all right, well, these are going to release. You could probably pick them up in store. You're hearing they're making a lot of pairs. And that might be the case. But looking at StockX today, they're still around $300. Now, this could be because of the Christmas time season. And this shoe had crazy hype and resale value, like $1,000. The previous model that released around 2020. So, again, they were making a lot of pairs. And so I just thought, you know, at this time, a week after the release, roughly, I would think that, you know, these would be around 260. And they're holding up around like 310 in my size. But I still think that the Jordan 4 is a little hyped right now. Really hyped. And I think it's going to die because they're making color after color. The amount of Jordan 4s I've bought this year is sickening, for one. But the other is like, you know, they're starting to pump out colorways, colorway after colorway, like they did with the Jordan 1. And you keep doing that, Jordan Brand continues to do that, it will create fatigue. And there will be fatigue, and I think, you know, in maybe a year's time, maybe a little bit longer or less, you know, I think that, you know, and I can see it a little bit. I can see it already coming down, the hype. You know, look at that undefeated 4 that just came out. You know, everybody was like, man, these are going to go to the moon. The resale price isn't that crazy, but there's colorway after colorway coming out. They just announced that the Bread 4, the new buck version, is coming out in holiday 2026. Personally, I think it's too soon. I had the 2019 pair, and then I got the, what was that, last year, 2024 leather pair. And now they're coming back out with the new buck pair. I think it's too soon. They should be coming out with other colorways and other models before this. Okay, so they should be coming out. There's the white and red Jordan 2. I really want to see that come back out. And I think that hasn't came out since 2014. There's the Raptor 7s. I mean, there's all types of OG colorways from, you know, different models that need to release, in my opinion, before you come back out with the Breads. I mean, yes, it was a different leather, but you released them last year in 2024. So that's another example of them milking, Jordan Brand milking the process. They, you know, they know that it's gonna sell, and that's fine. I'll probably end up behind that pair. But I just think they're continuing to do this, and fatigue's gonna set in. And you guys let me know what's gonna be the next model. What is gonna be the next model? Because it was the Jordan 1 just a few years ago. And now we're getting to that 3 to 5 year range where 4s are hot. What's going to be the next one? Is it 5s? I don't know. I don't have the answer, but all I'm saying is it's not going to be long before the Jordan 4, people are going to get fatigued. And that's fine. I won't have the fatigue. If you like the shoe and the model, it doesn't matter. I'm still wearing the Jordan 1s. Still wearing them. I got over 20 pairs. I went crazy during that COVID time frame and got a lot, but there's no regrets there. I genuinely like them. I didn't wear them just because they were hyped. And you look at the what was that? The Jordan 1 Union. Man, undefeated Union. I kind of get, I forget which one to use sometimes. But that Union Jordan 1, I told people, wait on this shoe. Because when I saw the stock numbers, it wasn't even the stock numbers. When I saw how many people hit that shoe, I was not one of them. I missed on their website, and then I actually got exclusive access on sneakers because I buy a lot of sneakers, and then it was an exclusive draw, and I lost on that. And I was a little upset. I was like, damn, all these people are hitting, but me. Oh, size 12 is tough to get, and I get that, but you got to be patient. And I said, don't get these. Wait out easy because they're going to drop. And they drop. I think they're hovering around 250 right now. I was able to get my pair for, I think, 260 on StockX a few months ago after all fees. So damn near retail. If I would have got that shoe on the Union website, it would have cost me that, if not more, after the $20 shipping and all that. So hype moves mysteriously. That shoe, everybody was talking about that shoe at the start of last year. Who's talking about that shoe now? No one. No one's talking about it because Jordan 1s, the hype isn't there anymore. You still have your outliers. You have the Travis Scott lows that just came out, the Fragment times Travis Scott. But you still have outliers. But for the most part, who's wearing Jordan 1 highs? I still wear them. There's a lot of shoes that I have to wear, but I see it coming with the 4. I see the hype dying. It's already happening a little bit now. Now, this wouldn't be a good example because they made a ton of pairs, and they are still $300 on StockX. After, fees and shipping, you're paying what, $350, $360? But don't let that fool you. It's coming. It is coming. The decline is coming. There's just too many releases. They got too many similar colorways releasing, and it's the GR. The general release 4s are taking a hit. So don't be surprised when, the dip comes, because it's coming. I'm going to say by 2027, start of 2027, people will have moved on from the Jordan 4. Let's get this next release, this holiday release of the Breads. They're going to release a lot of pairs. They're going to sell out, but they're not going to resell for that much. And it's going to leave a stain because the Bread, new bug Bread Jordan 4, that's one of the best Jordans ever, right? And if anything happens like that Jordan 3, the leather Jordan 3 that they just made, that was supposed to be closest to OG specs. If these 4s next year are sitting anything like those 3s, same thing's going to happen. Okay, so expect it. I'm saying by 2027, the Jordan 4 hype is going to be gone. I don't know what that next shoe is going to be, that next model is, but I see that coming. So next, this is crazy. This, when I heard this news, Steph Curry ends his relationship or didn't re-up with Under Armour. I was shocked. I thought Under Armour for life. He's going to be an Under Armour athlete forever. They'll always take care of him. They'll always back Under Armour, but that's not the case. They've ended their partnership. I think he's going to wear Under Armour Currys for the rest of the season, and then it's a wrap. What happens next? Is Nike going to swoop in and make a deal? Steph is up there in age now as far as NBA terms. Up there in age, doesn't have that many more seasons left. Is Nike or Adidas going to swoop in, grab Curry, and make a signature shoe at his age? How many more years does he have left? This is unprecedented. This is a situation I can't even think of. But I think it would be a smart idea. I think Nike should get in, make him his own shoe, make it kind of similar to like a Kobe. Very sleek and a shoe for a guard, and they could come out with something killer, something real nice, and it just sales skyrocket. And he could retire, and they could just keep doing it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do this, because Steph has been. If you look at the Steph Curry watch right now, I'm gonna pop up some images here. He's wearing all Nike, all J's. I mean, I can't find an Adidas, him wearing Adidas. I'm sure it's out there. I saw he wore some Shaq Gnosis, I believe. And it's pretty cool what he's doing. He's going to every city that they go to. He kind of pays homage to that city that they're playing. So if they play the Thunder, he'll pop up with the Gary Payton, because Gary Payton played for Seattle Supersonics, and the Thunder were the Sonics. The Thunder were the Sonics. So, and then he showed up with the flu games when they played the Jazz. So little stuff like that, and man, it's cool to see. Man, it's like, what could have been if Curry signed with Nike? I'm not even going to say if he signed with Jordan Brand, because you know how Jordan Brand is. He is the only one that gets, Jordan is the only one that will be behind Jordan Brand and have a hot shoe, a shoe that's fire. There was a couple good mellows. Other than that, they know what they're doing at Jordan Brand. They're not going to make a shoe that outshines what Jordan wore, his signature shoes. So if he were to go to Jordan Brand, to start his career, I don't think it would have been anything hot. But if it would have been Nike, man, I just the ideas they're endless of how successful that would have been. All the winning he's done, I mean, it's everything for a company. Your star athlete winning 4 or 5 titles, selling no matter what. I mean, that's half the reason why these Jordans are what they are, because Jordan won, and everyone's like, man, I want that shoe he won in. I want that shoe that he played in. It didn't really matter what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Had he had all these shoes, Jordan had all these shoes, but didn't win a ring, none of this success would be here. So it's crazy to think, man. It's crazy to think if Nike swoops in and they get Curry. I personally want that. From seeing what everything he's wearing, it's amazing. It's amazing to see him in Jordan Brand and Nike. And keep your eye out on that, please, because Curry's a dog. Now he still has his own brand. It's separating. What's his brand? I think it's just called Curry Brand. Curry Brand, I think. He still has that brand. He'll still have his golf clothes. He'll still have his Curry, all that stuff, but it's just going to be separate of Under Armour. So think of, Yeezy and Adidas. They broke up. Yeezy's still trying to just have the Yeezy brand. So we'll see. That's going to be exciting to see. Now let's switch up into this next segment, pickups of the week, or just recent pickups. So some recent pickups for me. I kind of showed this earlier, the Tom Sachs general purpose shoe. Now I have this shoe in the brown. I never had this original colorway. But as I get older, I'm not old, I'm 33. But as I get older, I've been appreciating, chill, simple shoes like this more lately. I really have. And everybody needs a shoe like this. So I picked this up. I had gotten I wear a 12, but certain shoes, I just need a 11.5 and it fit kind of snug. So I gotten a 12 of these before and I sold them. And I guess these restocked and I picked these up. So really excited about these. They got the little traction on the bottom. Yeah, these are a good ones. What else? I've been on a New Balance kick lately. It's always going to be Jordan for me. That's going to be my favorite brand, my favorite shoe to rock for forever probably. But New Balances have been in the rotation a lot lately. And I think why I just haven't in the past bought them as much as Jordans is they're kind of expensive. Like this shoe right here on New Balance's website, this is the 991 V2. This shoe, made in England, $269.99 retail. You checking out after fees and shipping, tax, I mean, damn near $300, $300 for a New Balance. Like, I don't know. It's like, you're not really making too many statements with a New Balance. And that's part of the sneaker game for real. It really is. You put a certain shoe on, you feel like the man, you're making a statement. And you spend $300 on a shoe that's not making a statement. It didn't sit well with me. But as I've been getting older, I've been appreciating the New Balances. So I picked these bad boys up and I did not pay the $270. got these around 200, 216 to be exact. Shipped everything. So this is a good one right here. Favorite feature is just that baby, like that translucent blue on the little gel pads. And then obviously these. So this is a pickup of the week for sure. The Black Cat Jordan 4s, hype or no hype. I love 4s. I love the height of 4s. They're in between a mid and a low, or a high and a low. They're a mid. And I just like that, that length. I traditionally, I like high shoes more than lows. Like Jordan 1 high for me over Jordan 1 low. But man, this is the shoe. I can't wait to rock this. Usually I'm like next day. When I get a shoe, I rock it next day. Wear your shoes, people, okay? It eats me alive. And it's not even just shoes. If you buy something and don't use it, what are we doing? I just don't understand that whatsoever. So I've always been that way. Maybe I'm just too excited. Maybe I'm like that kid I was telling you about in, preschool and kindergarten. Just so excited to have a new shoe. And just looking at them all the time. So I usually put shoes on feet right away. But it's snowing right now in Ohio. And, a little salt or snow gets on this suede or nubuck. It's a wrap. So I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to wear these, but this was the pickup for sure of the week for me. And another something about the wearing your shoes. Where do you guys wear your shoes? Because 9-to-5 job, my previous job, first one out of college, graduated from Ohio State. First job out of college, you could wear casual. So you could wear jeans, you could wear a button down, but you could wear sneakers. So I wore my sneakers to work, and then after work, straight to the gym. So again, fitness, sneakers, sports, it all ties them together. And none of these shoes mean a damn thing if you're not taking care of the body. So my favorite thing to do is I wear my shoes to the gym. Years ago, probably 6 years ago, when the bread toe ones came out, man, I was so excited. I wore them to work, wore them to the gym after. This dude comes up to me. He's like, man, you got those? Like, yeah, I got them. He's like, man, I got like 2 pairs of them. Or he's like, I got like 2 or 3 pairs of them. He's like, you crazy for wearing them in the gym, though. You know what I said to him? It's a shoe. Not only that, it's a gym shoe. If you can't wear a basketball shoe to the gym to lift, why do you have it? You just want it to sit in a box. So that's where I wear my shoes. Now I work from home. I'm just putting on these shoes around the house. It just doesn't do it for me. I usually got some slides on or something. I just don't really like wearing sneakers in the house. But I go to the gym 5 days a week, so my shoes are getting rocked. I don't know what I would do if I had to wear a suit and tie and have 150 pairs of shoes, and then I can't even wear them but 2 days on the weekend, and if it rains, I'm not wearing them. Oh, for those that need to find a place to wear a shoe, listen up, because I know there's people out there that don't wear the shoes enough. It's not a flex to say I got these on ice. Wear your shoes, and if you need a place to wear them because you can't wear them to work, go to the gym. Take care of the body. Get you a lift in. Feel good in that gym. Do them, the bench press with your new Black Cat 4s on, and you'll have a great lift. I promise you that. So wear them to the gym. Now, the only time I don't wear them to the gym is leg day. I'm obviously not going to be doing lunges in my new 4s. I might pull out the New Balances and do some lunges in these because I'm not worried about, a little bendage in the bend in the toe. But that's where we wear them. We rock them to the gym. And I can't stress it enough. Get in there, man. What am I trying to say? Building muscle is longevity for your life. We all want to be here as long as possible. Everybody should be lifting. 70-year-old, 60-year-old, it doesn't matter. Boy, girl, man, woman. Everybody should be breaking down their muscles and building them back up because it creates longevity. You feel better. So yeah, get in the gym, wear your shoes in the gym. Listen, if they get a little scratch on them, they get a scratch on them. That's what they're for. So don't tell me you love shoes and then you sit on 95% of your collection. You like the idea of having something, but you don't wear it, you don't really love shoes. So that's my 2 cents on that. That's it. That's it for episode 1. The episode 1 Easy Cop podcast. Please comment, like, subscribe, good or bad. So comment, like, subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, easy, common spelling, _ @Steph__80. That's my Instagram page. You can follow me there. And next week will be a good one. So please tune in. I appreciate it. First episode, much appreciated, much love. I'm out. Deuces.